Hey there, Star Wars fans. This is General Katarn, and now, because today I already made a video, right now I want to discuss and digest some of the things that we found out about the Mandalorian panel.
Breaking off all units. Fire at will. Squad 2, pick your targets. Too many, Captain. Watch your stabilizer, Gold 6. Anybody cover me. I've got 2 vultures on my tail. You've got to hold them here. Watch your left. I can't shake them. I'm hit. I'm hit. Where's the reinforcements?
Now, given right now it's live, the Star Wars show is live, but I will not dignify my attention to shills like Andy Gutierrez, who is a prominent Luke Skywalker hater. If you do not know her story, just type Andy Gutierrez and you will see in her cubicle she has a poster with Luke Skywalker with a giant X on his face. So she's a man-hating idiot because I could have used more colorful words, but I decided to keep it civil. Passing that, let us discuss the Mandalorian. So, what is the Mandalorian? Where does it take place? Okay, for all of those who don't know, who didn't see the panel, the Mandalorian is going to be taking place a few years after the Empire falls, which means after Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, and between Episode 7. So one thing that is cool about this is that Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau on the panel let us understand that it's going to have a Western kind of theme. So Dad, if you're watching this, I know you love Westerns. And yeah, so basically it's in space, so don't expect no Clint Eastwood. But they said that although Clint Eastwood was an inspiration to The Mandalorian, which is a cool thing. So why am I excited about this? First of all, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are two of the most amazing producers. Jon Favreau directed Iron Man 1 and 2, and he has been involved in some Star Wars projects. For all those who don't know, he voiced Pre Vizsla in the Clone Wars, who was the guy that introduced us to the Darksaber in Star Wars The Clone Wars. So that, I believe, was in Season 2. I think it was in Season 2. So one thing that is amazing about this is that we've seen so much care go into this. Now, I do not want to be trapped in the sense that, hey, Star Wars The Last Jedi also looked good, and that was a kind of a disappointment. So I do not want to let, like some pre-production footages and, talks from the big guys excite me. The main reason I am excited for this is because Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are two guys that I trust hands down. Jon Favreau, Clone Wars, and Jon Favreau came up with Iron Man, and Dave Filoni did the Clone Wars TV series. Now, a lot of people are a little critical about Dave Filoni, saying that, yeah, he was under George Lucas' short leash, and some of them say that he resented George. That is not at all the case. They had wonderful cooperation, and the Clone Wars is a creation of George Lucas. He was an executive producer. He was on Overwatch regarding this whole TV series, and that's what makes it so good. And for all of those who watch Resistance, take a minute to think. Dave Filoni was supposed to, be responsible for this project, and one day before the first episode premiered, Dave Filoni said, "Do not associate myself with this," which means that he knows that it's a steaming pile of dog poop. So, let us get into The Mandalorian. In this panel, we met the 3 main characters, the 3 main protagonists. Of course, Pedro Pascal is The Mandalorian. Gina Carano, who I really loved in Deadpool, she was a cool antagonist to Colossus. And she's kind of cool too. And she is playing a character called Cara Dune, if I am pronouncing this correctly, because I only heard this once. And basically, we're also getting Carl Weathers to play a guy called, wait, I have it down here, Greef Marga. Okay, Greef Marga. Now, one thing about Carl Weathers, for the younger generations that don't know, Carl Weathers played in Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he also played as the antagonist to Rocky in the first Rocky movie, and then he became the mentor. He was Apollo Creed, and today's Creed series, basically Adonis Creed is the son of Apollo Creed, who died in Rocky 4 when he fought against Ivan Drago, in Rocky 4, the Russian guy, So that's a quick brief history of Carl Weathers. He has done a lot of cool things as well, but this is what he's prominently known for. I'm really excited. I never knew this, so I want to see. Now, one of the things that I like about Carl Weathers is that this is a little personal tidbit that I want to share. I lost my uncle in 2013, and I wanted to honor him by making him a character in my fanfiction series. And up to that point, I didn't know if Mandalorians could be of any other skin, race, or color. Now, that was kind of confirmed in the Clone Wars when all of the Mandalorians, united together. Sorry, not Clone Wars, Star Wars Rebels, where uh, Lady Bo-Katan and Sabine Wren, united forces to dismantle this Imperial weapon that basically reacted to Mandalorian armor. So, what I liked about this is that at the end of the episode, you saw all of the heads or all kinds of, representatives of the Mandalorian families, and I saw some of them had dark color skin. Oh, Katarn's going woke, my diversity. No, because my uncle was a man of color. Okay, he wasn't a white guy. Okay, he was more. Well, he was dark. Okay, in a sense that skin color, not as a person. He's greatly missed, and I have great respect for him, and I decided to honor him as a character in my fan fiction. Now, that character being a Mandalorian, but at that moment I didn't know that if Mandalorians could be anything other than, very pale skinned and blonde, like, Russians or Polish people. And we saw that there's a quite diverse array of Mandalorians. That's not a problem. Diversity is not a problem. And I'm kind of glad because I wanted that. I was kind of speculating that over some time. And although it's my fan fiction, I do want to use the canon timeline as a guideline. There are some things in canon that I agree with, some things I don't agree with. So Carl Weathers, I believe he's playing someone of Mandalorian descent, I believe. I'm not sure. I could be wrong, but he kind of confirms this, and it's kind of something that brought a little bit of warmth to my heart, and I will be able to move on with my fan fiction in the future. But anyway, moving on. Why is Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau so loved? Because they were talking on the panel that they needed more extras to play stormtroopers, and Dave Filoni, being a true Star Wars fan, did only one thing that a true Star Wars fan would do. He contacted the 501st Legion, not Vader's Fist, but the 501st Legion is basically like this group of people that have their customized Star Wars armor, stormtrooper or clone trooper armor for that matter, and they use those guys as extras. So when they needed, they actually called fans with their own custom armor. And he also said on that panel that the customized stormtrooper armor that some of those 501st Legion members had was even more durable and more, quality-wise compared to the props that the official, props that they had at the at the set. So that is kind of a compliment. And Dave Filoni is such a fan, and he states it over and over, man. This is why I love Dave Filoni. He puts so much care and attention, and he obviously loves the clones. His favorite clone trooper is obviously Commander Wolf from Plo Koon's Legion, the Wolf Pack, basically. And of course, that means by extent he likes Mandalorians, and they decided to expand on this. And Jon Favreau, having played a Mandalorian, well, this is their baby, this is their love child, a production love child. Now, that's one of the things, and this shows so much respect to give them a chance to act. And they said that some of the extras did a lot better than some of the other guys there that were hired for this job, which means that fans will always know. And this is a confirmation. Yes, fans know better. Dave Filoni said it, Jon Favreau said it, okay? And even Gina Carano said, hey, these guys know what they're doing, okay? They needed very minimal directions. So yes, fans know what they're doing. Take note, Kathleen Kennedy and JJ and Ryan Johnson and all you shills out there who advocate for these guys. Fans may know something better. Just take notes, sit back, chill, and listen. Because fans love Star Wars, and when you love something, you're obviously more prominent to do a better job than someone that's just doing this for the money, And Dave Filoni combines both the element of the fan and, of course, a producer. He's not just a soulless producer. It's like, okay, where's my money? I want to get paid. And a lot of care seems to be going on in The Mandalorian. So overall, it looks promising. Things are positive for The Mandalorian, but we were deceived with The Last Jedi and the trailers and the hype and all that. But I want to be positive, and Rian Johnson is no Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. So those two guys eat Rian Johnson for breakfast. So anyway, what are your thoughts on The Mandalorian? Are you excited to see it? Do you want to see how it plays out? What do you believe? Will it be a good show? It's the first live-action Star Wars TV series that's going to be on Disney Plus, November 12th. What do you guys believe? What do you see? What is your opinion? Please let me down in the comment section below, and I'll check you guys next time when I have some more news. General Katarn, out.